I've spent too long hiding behind silence. It's time for the truth to be spoken. No more veils, no more illusions. I've realized that my raw truth is the only part of me that can never be faked or misunderstood. No more near pretending. This is who I am in all my imperfections, and I'm not afraid to show it. The truth doesn't need to be sugar-coated. It's powerful enough on its own. For too long, I've been careful with my words. Now I'm letting my heart speak freely. The rawness of my feelings may be hard to digest, but that's only because it's the real me. I'm done with the games. It's time for a no-nonsense truth that cuts through all the noise. I no longer apologize for the way I feel. My emotions are valid, and this is my truth. When I speak, it's no longer with hesitation. It's the truth, unfiltered and unapologetic. I refuse to hide behind fake smiles anymore. My emotions are real, and so is my truth. My thoughts don't need to be polished. They just need to be heard. The truth is powerful because it's raw, and it cuts straight to the heart. I'm learning to embrace my feelings as they come. No more suppression, no more confusion. I've spent too much time walking on eggshells, but now I stand firm in my truth. The raw truth is messy and unrefined, but it's beautiful because it's mine. It's time to stop pretending I'm okay when I'm not. My truth deserves to be acknowledged. No more hints, no more waiting for the right moment. This is my truth, and I'm claiming it. Sometimes the truth hurts, but I'd rather face the pain than live in denial. I'm done being someone I'm not. I've spent too much time hiding behind masks. If I'm not being honest with myself, then who am I really being? The truth will never be perfect, but it will always be real, and that's all that matters. I'm finally letting go of the need to explain myself. This is who I am, and that's enough. In the end, the truth will always set you free, even if it means facing the hardest parts of yourself. I no longer care if my truth is messy or uncomfortable. It's mine, and that makes it beautiful. My feelings are not something I need to hide. They are part of my truth, and they deserve to be seen. The raw truth doesn't need approval from anyone. It stands on its own, unapologetically. I'm done with silence. If you want to know who I really am, listen to my truth. There's strength in vulnerability. My raw truth is my power, and I will no longer dim it. I'm no longer afraid to be real, even if it makes others uncomfortable. I've realized that speaking my truth isn't about being heard by everyone. It's about being honest with myself. My raw truth is a reflection of who I am right now, and I'm learning to love it. I don't need to explain my feelings anymore. They are valid and I am allowed to feel them. When you live in your truth, the weight of pretending is lifted off your shoulders. Sometimes the truth is messy, and that's okay. It's still my truth, and I'll stand by it. I've learned that the rawest truths often come from the most painful places. The more I embrace my raw truth, the more I feel free to be my authentic self. There's power in being unapologetically honest, even when it feels uncomfortable. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. This is my life, and I'm ready to face it head on. I've stopped pretending everything is fine. This is where I am, and I'm okay with it. The truth isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. I'm no longer going to hide parts of me for the sake of others. My truth deserves to be known. My raw truth may not always fit in with others' expectations, but it fits perfectly with who I am. It's scary to be vulnerable, but it's the only way to truly live in your truth. I'm not here to play it safe anymore. I'm here to speak my truth, no matter what. Living in my truth means no longer fearing judgment or rejection. It's a liberating feeling. I'm done with the half-truths. What I feel, I will speak, and it will be heard. I've come to realize that my raw truth is my path to personal freedom. It's time to stop holding back. This is my truth, and I'm ready to own it. My truth might not always be pretty, but it's real, and that's what matters most. There's no more hiding behind closed doors. This is me, unfiltered and unashamed. I've learned that the hardest truths are the ones that need to be spoken the most. There's power in not holding back. I am unapologetically sharing my truth, no matter the consequences. The more I embrace my truth, the less I feel the need to explain myself. I don't need anyone's permission to speak my truth. It's mine, and that's all that matters. I'm learning that honesty with myself is the most important thing I can offer the world. The raw truth can be uncomfortable, but it's always worth it in the end. I'm no longer afraid to speak from my heart. My truth deserves to be heard. I've realized that the more I show up as my true self, the more powerful I feel. No more hiding behind walls. My truth is louder than any fear. I've spent so long masking my emotions, but now I'm embracing them fully. I'm done suppressing who I am. The real me is worthy of being seen. The raw truth can be terrifying, but it's also the most freeing thing I've ever experienced. I'm choosing authenticity over comfort. No more pretending to be someone I'm not. There's no turning back now. This is my truth, and it's finally being spoken out loud. I'm no longer afraid to be judged because I know the value of being true to myself. I no longer need validation from anyone else. My truth is enough. The truth doesn't need to be fixed. It simply needs to be heard and understood. I'm tired of pretending. It's time to let my raw truth shine. The more I own my truth, the more empowered I become in every aspect of my life. I've learned that my truth isn't always comfortable for others, but that doesn't make it any less real. There's no room for pretenses anymore. This is my truth, and I'm ready to live in it. I've stopped hiding behind excuses. What you see now is the unfiltered version of me. Every word I speak is a reflection of my raw, unfiltered soul. I'm done with the masks. I'm finally stepping into my full, authentic self. The raw truth doesn't ask for permission. It simply is, and I'm learning to embrace it. I've spent too long lying to myself. Now the truth is all I have left. The truth doesn't require your approval. It simply requires your understanding. I'm learning to trust my instincts and speak my truth without hesitation. My truth may not always be pretty, but it is mine, and I own every piece of it. There's no power in hiding. True strength comes from being open and vulnerable. The raw truth is messy, but it's real. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's not about perfection. It's about being real, raw, and unapologetically me. I'm done pretending everything is okay. I've got feelings, and they deserve to be heard. I no longer have the energy to fake it. This is who I am, and I'm finally okay with it. The truth is a mirror that reflects your deepest self, and I'm finally seeing mine. I've stopped looking for answers outside of myself. My truth is my guide. I no longer seek approval. I only seek authenticity in myself and others. Every day is an opportunity to speak my truth and stand in my power. I'm tired of playing small. It's time to let my full truth take center stage. The raw truth is something you have to experience to truly understand, but once you do, everything changes. There's freedom in living without pretense. My truth is my liberation. I've spent so long trying to fit in, but now I'm just focused on fitting into my own truth. I'm embracing all of who I am, and in that, I find my greatest strength. My raw truth may not always be easy, but it's always worth it. I'm no longer afraid to be seen as I am. The raw, unfiltered version of myself is my power. I've learned that the truth is something you have to keep embracing every day without hesitation. There's a raw beauty in embracing your truth, no matter how messy or complicated it may be. I'm tired of suppressing my feelings. The truth is, I'm learning to feel fully and express myself completely. I no longer apologize for who I am. This is my truth, and it's time I live it out loud. The raw truth is not always easy to share, but it's the only thing that has the power to heal. I've stopped running from my emotions. Now I face them head on with no fear. I'm learning that it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to be human. My truth makes me whole. The raw truth isn't always kind, but it's always necessary to move forward. I'm done with the small talk. I'm ready for the real conversation, the one that comes from the heart. I've stopped pretending to be someone I'm not. What you see now is the real me. I'm not afraid to speak my mind anymore. This is my truth, and I will speak it boldly. The raw truth is both a challenge and a gift. It's the key to unlocking everything I've been searching for. I've come to understand that when I live in my truth, I'm not just freeing myself, I'm freeing others too. It's not always easy to speak your truth, but it's the only thing that brings real peace. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable anymore. My truth makes me stronger, not weaker. There's nothing more liberating than shedding the layers of who I thought I should be and embracing who I truly am. The truth isn't always pretty, but it's always powerful when it's spoken with conviction. I've stopped questioning myself. What I feel, I know is true, and I'm living it with confidence. No more pretending to be fine. The raw truth is I'm learning, growing, and embracing every moment. I'm not afraid of the truth anymore. In fact, it's the only thing I can rely on.